Welcome, and yes, I have no idea why I'm doing this, I just felt like it. That's pretty much all I have to say, let's go. So, I am of course using Google Slides, the famous tier list maker, as you're all aware. But let's have a look, let's go to the Pikmin. I know the screenshots are absolutely beautiful. The three at the top here are definitely not from the internet, and these are definitely not from my videos. That's a that's a purple pen. Anyway, whatever. So I'm gonna have a look at Red Pikmin from Pikmin 1. Let's have a look. Where should I put it? I'm just trying to think. So Red Pikmin, in terms of how I played with it, by the way, this is just from my experience alone. I've played the game like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they're definitely the best out of all the Pikmin. But how good are they out of all of these? I'm going to put them on B tier. And I'll just put them like there or something. I'll put it on B tier mostly because, there you go, just trying to make it fit in. I'll put it on B tier because it does do the most damage out of all the other Pikmin. It is immune to fire, which is really good. However, they can't carry bomb rocks. They can't fly really high and they can't go in water. But they're definitely the most helpful out of all the Pikmin in Pikmin 1. I definitely think they're the best one. But I wouldn't say they're OP, I just say they're really good, so I'll put them in B. Yellow Pikmin. I would put it in D, but I'll put it in C, like a mid-C sort of thing. Now, I know they're really good in like speedrunning or, I don't know, whatever, because they can carry bomb rocks, which is the main reason why I'm putting them here in C. So I'll put them like here. So the main reason why I'm putting them in C is because, yeah, there are some items, like some ship parts in Pikmin 1 that are high up, and these are the only guys that you can use. Like, I'm thinking that there's like 4 or 5 off the top of my head out of 30 total ship parts, so that's not a big deal, but it's still pretty important. You do also unlock them, also with the red Pikmin, you unlock them straight away, so they're really useful and easy to get. With the yellow Pikmin, you do get them pretty fast, like they're in the second area or whatever. But yeah, they can carry bomb rocks, which is super helpful. You can blow up gates, you can blow up enemies. But the main reason why I'm putting it here in C tier is because for the final boss, basically all I did was give the yellow Pikmin some bomb rocks and blow up the final boss. You can check out how I beat him if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm going to put the yellow Pikmin here, mostly because of their bomb rock carrying capabilities. Now, blue Pikmin, in my opinion, they're definitely better than yellow Pikmin because they can go in water. There's just a lot of water. Like, there's water in the cave area, there's water in the second final area, and there's water in the final area. There are a ton of ship parts, like 10 or 15, or I don't know, there's a lot. And a ton of enemies you need to defeat with these guys. However, to unlock them, you do need to go all the way to the cave, forget its name, you know what I'm talking about, to unlock them. That's probably why they probably would have been in B, but it's just hard to get them. But then they're also not the best attackers. I mean, they're as good as yellow in terms of attacking, but probably better because they can go in water. But yeah, I do think they're better than yellow. You're going to need a lot more of these than yellow, so that's why I'm putting them there. But yeah, that's pretty much Pikmin 1. Definitely have a ton of red. You don't really need that much yellow, maybe like 30 or 40. I don't really know, but something like that. But you also need a ton of blue. So I do think this is fair. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Anyway, so we're going to move on to Pikmin 2. I haven't finished the game yet, but I'm pretty close. So let's have a look. So this is Pikmin 2 Pikmin, which is a screenshot from one of my videos. And they're worse in Pikmin 2, mostly because just there's a bunch of other guys that are just better. I am going to still put them in B tier because there's still a ton of fire to deal with and they do more damage than normal. But I'm going to put them lower than the Pikmin 1 red Pikmin, so probably like here on the same level as yellow Pikmin, just a tier up. I think that's fair because they're super useful, but not that useful, and especially because of purple Pikmin, but I'll talk about them later. Yellow Pikmin in Pikmin 2 are a lot better than in Pikmin 1 because they're immune to electricity and there's a lot of electricity. And also electricity in Pikmin 2, it just instantly kills your guys. So you can't really cheese it very well because you need to be super careful. Like with poison or water or something, you can kind of just whistle them and they'll be fine. But with electricity, they die instantly. So yellow Pikmin are actually really important, but then they can also fly high. So if there's like a spider boss, you can use them, I guess. There are no bomb rocks, so they did lose that ability. But I'm actually going to put them right here. There you go, I kind of just widened it out. I'm going to put it right here. It's not as good as the Pikmin 1 red Pikmin because they just do more damage. They're probably as useful, but then this just does more damage. So I'll put it there, and then I'll put the red Pikmin here from Pikmin 2. I'll put it like this. I think that's fair. Now, Pikmin 2 blue Pikmin, they're definitely worse. There is that castle, that underwater castle, that you can only bring blue Pikmin for. Are they more useful than the blue Pikmin in Pikmin 1? Honestly, I'm going to say they're pretty much as useful. Like, they're pretty much on the same level. But I guess the Pikmin 1 blue Pikmin are more useful because water is a bit more of a big deal. So I'm going to put them here. I'm just going to stretch them out a little bit so you can see them better. There you go. By the way, try and figure out where in what video I got this screenshot from, and same for these two. I mean, this one might be a bit easy, but for these two, I bet you can't figure out what video and like when in that video I took that screenshot. It's totally up for you because let's just say I don't think you're going to get it. All right, let's talk about the big boy. Purple Pikmin, they're going to go into A. Now, I'm not going to put them in S, and I have a very good reason behind that. So if you didn't know, if there's a tough enemy and you have purple Pikmin, you can just use them and the enemy's just dead. Like pretty much every enemy, if you have like 10 purple Pikmin, they'll stun the enemy and do massive amounts of damage. It's really OP. They can also carry 10 equivalent Pikmin when carrying things. And there's that one item that I got recently that is 1,000 Pikmin, aka 100 purple Pikmin. So you do really need them for that. But the only reason why I'm not putting them in S is because they're not immune to anything, meaning you do need some of these other guys. But then also, it's really hard to get a lot of them. Like, I made an entire video dedicated to just getting some because you have to repeatedly go into caves and throw Pikmin into the candy pot buds. And it's just a big pain, and it's really annoying, and it's hard to get a lot of them. I often didn't have that many because I couldn't be bothered grinding them. So I'm actually just going to put them in like mid-A, honestly. Kind of like the same as these red Pikmin, but a tier up. But then another reason to not have them as good is that they're also really slow, which is not cool. But then again, Pikmin 2 doesn't really have much of a time crunch. Like, you can spend 1,000 billion days doing anything because there's no time limit, which is a little strange. That honestly, the game should have been that you had a certain amount of days to clear the debt. I think that should have been reasonable, but I don't know, whatever. All right, white Pikmin. White Pikmin are immune to poison, but then they're also really fast. Again, time doesn't really matter too much in Pikmin 2, so they're not that good because of it. It's just like a nice little effect. So it doesn't really mean much. They're also quite small, which means their hitbox is kind of smaller, but that doesn't really mean much. They're pretty much just immune to poison, but they're also the only ones that can dig completely buried things, so they're quite important to have for that reason. But the main thing that doesn't make them as good is that purple Pikmin and white Pikmin, they're the same in terms of getting them. Like, for white Pikmin, you have to go in the candy pot buds, and it's such a big pain having to grind the whole thing, which is probably why I'm going to put them in C, but where in C? Or I could put them in D, actually. In fact, I think I might do that. Just because they're only immune to one thing. That thing isn't even that threatening, and there's not a lot of it. And one of their powers being fast is cool, but it's just really hard to get a lot of them. So I am going to put them in D, sadly. If there was more of a time crunch, they'd probably be in high C or B, but their speed really doesn't mean anything, and they can dig things up. There's probably some things I'm missing, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Pikmin tier list as far as I'm aware. But then there is also Pikmin 3 and 4. I am aware. I just haven't played them on the channel, so there's no point talking about them. But yeah, that's my Pikmin tier list. I hope you liked it. Honestly, those Pikmin were actually quite close together. Like, the majority of them were either C or B. Purple Pikmin being A and white Pikmin being D. I am kind of sad that white Pikmin got there, but they're just really not that useful. Like, you don't really need them. They're just kind of cool to have, if you know what I mean. They do look really cool, though, I will admit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be making more tier list videos because I discovered Google Slides exists and it's super helpful. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed that. This was actually the first video in the new era, so I do hope you like how it's going. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Check out my other content, and I'll see ya.